Hey guys, what's up? It's Charlie here, and today we're going to be looking at the 7 most dangerous megalodon enemies. So we all know the megalodon is a giant scary shark that lived many years ago. Some say the megalodon is still alive and swimming in the waters today, but all you really need to know is it's one of the most powerful sharks of all time. But here are some of its predators that could take on a megalodon. Before we get into it, why not subscribe and press the notification bell too. Coming up first is Leviathan Melvi. This whale was actually known for challenging and taking on other whales, and it won almost every time. Its name comes from the word Leviathan. This means whale monster, and that's a pretty good description. Also, this whale is definitely old school, as it lived over 1 million years ago. It had a large rounded head and many razor sharp teeth. And this animal actually inspired the famous book Moby Dick. They would often grow to around 17 meters in length. To put that into perspective, check out this size comparison of a human and the whale. You may think this animal's a predator, but scientists call it a macro predator. That's because it's known for devouring predators, much like the megalodon. But where would you find this colossal animal millions of years ago? Well, now it would likely be somewhere near the coasts of Peru. So if you guys live anywhere near Peru, maybe there's some skulls of this animal laying at the bottom of the ocean. They have actually found skulls and they look absolutely terrifying. This skull was found in the Peruvian desert of Pisco. The skull had 40 teeth and was 1.2 feet long. And this means it's got the largest teeth out of any predator in the world. The only 2 animals that have larger teeth are elephants and walruses, but they don't use their teeth to eat. Next up is citofaria. The name Citotherium means whale beast, and it's an extinct kind of baleen whale. This whale was amazing as it had a predator relationship with large sharks. It had gigantic sets of teeth and could take out many big sharks such as the megalodon. However, this animal disappeared over 10 million years ago as it went extinct. But 10 million years ago, where would you have found this animal? Well, the only remains of these animals were found off the coast of Crimea, Ukraine. These were actually discovered in 2018 and they look very scary. If you guys thought Russian bears were hardcore, then check out a Russian whale. The length of this predator is also something to note, as it was around 40 feet. It took out large sharks and other whales just like fish, and that's mainly down to its very pointy teeth. But while a 40-foot length is impressive, the megalodon was around 70 feet. So do you think the Citotherium was a good enough match for a megalodon? Maybe the megalodon would have won, but I think the whale monster would have definitely given it a good run for its money. Next up is Albus Eaters. This is another form of whale which was found in North America and South America. It had a length of around 20 feet, meaning it wasn't as big as the megalodon. But what's really impressive is its massive body weight, which was around 2,400 pounds. This whale is also related to the Acrophyseter, which is another predatory whale which may have gone after the megalodon. But how could a 20-foot whale defeat a 70-foot megalodon? Well, one thing you have to remember with these kind of whales is that they swim in pairs. That means there could be 2 or 4 of these whales at any given time going up against the megalodons. Some of the whales would repel their predators and prey while others would hone in on them. So maybe in a 1 versus 1 the megalodon would have won. But if there were 2 or 4 autophyseters going up against the prehistoric megalodon, they may have won. This means this whale is an incredibly dangerous megalodon enemy. Coming up next is Rhamphosauchus. So we've seen some whales and sharks on this list already, but this one is actually more of a crocodile. That's right, not only does the Rhamphosauchus have an awesome name, its meaning is beaked crocodile. That is because its jaws resembled one gigantic crocodile. Believe it or not, it was a similar length to the 70-foot megalodon, being around 60 feet. And it used to live in the waters of the Indian subcontinent Miocene. Seeing as in the prehistoric times, the megalodon dominated every water, they would have definitely ran into each other. While its snout is very long and thin, it's also incredibly scary. It's sometimes packed with hundreds of teeth. However, no one knows how many teeth this creature actually had, as there's been no complete skulls ever found of it. Not only was this in seas, it was also in rivers. Most of the time it ate big fish, but it's also been known to eat whales and sharks too. Maybe some of those sharks were the prehistoric megalodons. Just imagine if the Rhamphosauchus was alive today. I'd love to see one of those things walking on a golf course in Florida. Next up is Zygophyseta varreli. Not only does this look terrifying, its name means evil whale. This lived in the Tortonian age around 11 million years ago. Its maximum length would only be around 23 feet. But it was still a big megalodon enemy because of its massive mouth. Its mouth had ginormous and very strong teeth, perfect for chomping through anything, even megalodon. Only a few fossils have been found off the coast of Italy. Not only that, this animal's fierce attitude made it one of the scariest predators of the time. It was known for devouring large underwater predators, for example sharks and other whales. But could the bite of the citofaria take out a megalodon shark? I sure think so, but let me know what you think in the comments. Next up is Brigmophyseter shigensis. This is better known as the toothed whale, and its name actually means jagged teeth. That's because it's known for having some of the scariest teeth out of any underwater animal ever. It could be found millions of years ago in what is now Japanese waters. If you thought Godzilla was scary, then check out this animal. It actually had teeth very similar to the dinosaur, the T-Rex. Its main diet consisted of fish, whales, and walruses, but at times it would even target giant squids and sharks, much like the prehistoric megalodon. It grew to a maximum of 40 feet in length, which was quite similar to a megalodon. Of course, this isn't as big as a megalodon, however these animals moved in groups while megalodon did not. That means that if you put many of these whales up against one megalodon, the megalodon may not come out of it alive. And finally on our list of megalodon enemies we have Albus Eaters. This now extinct whale lived over 16 million years ago, and if you're watching this from California, well, this animal actually inhabited the waters of Santa Barbara, California. And what's interesting about this whale is it's a descendant of ancient walruses. It had an incredibly bulky body and very sharp teeth, making it an apt predator for the megalodon. It also grew to around 50 feet in length, meaning it was a similar size. But despite these megalodons being so big, do you think any of them could have actually won against the prehistoric megalodon? Personally, I'm not so sure, but let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And be sure to check out the poll in the top right corner to vote for the most amazing megalodon enemy on this list. If you guys want some more amazing videos, then check out my second channel. There'll be a link to that on screen in a moment. But as always, thanks for watching. Check out some more videos on screen right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what you're waiting for, subscribe to Top 10s.